Greetings, YouTube. How's everybody doing today? This is your boy Reg here. Um, I got a couple of reviews planned up. The first album I'm about to review tonight is Kool G Rap's first solo album, 456, released in 1995 on Cold Chillin' Records. Which was, I think at the time it was under Epic Street and SME Records, because you guys should know it lost its membership with Warner Brothers at that time and shit like that. So, which I'm gonna talk more about that. This was released in 1995. Only came out with two singles, which was Fast Life and It's a Shame. Man, Kool G Rap 456. Uh, okay, so I reviewed the first three albums with DJ Polo. Live and Let. I mean, excuse me. Road to the Riches, One Dead or Alive, or Live and Let Die. I've done a review on Live and Let Die about 2015, 2016. Um, if you guys want to go back and look at that one, I said it was a very dope album. Yeah, so after the release of Live and Let Die, um, they were going through like a lot of controversy at that time because, Live and Let Die was such a controversial album at the time. It was, everything from the album cover to the graphic storytelling and shit like that. I mean, I don't blame a lot of people who say that that's like the favorite Kool G Rap album overall and shit like that, because that album, conceptually wise, that's my favorite album. But One Dead or Alive is my all time favorite Kool G Rap and DJ Polo and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and Warner Brothers didn't want nothing to do with Cold Chillin' and shit. So, um, fast forward to 1993, they kind of split up. They kind of split up, and Kool G Rap, he done some solo shit. He was doing some solo shit, appearing on people's like Fat Joe's album Represent and whatnot. And so with the whole mafioso thing coming about, 1995 was really the year the mafioso rap kind of escalated and shit, because I think a month before this album was released, you had Raekwon's Only Built for My Cuban Links. Classic, 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 classic album and shit like that. If you guys watch this channel a lot, Speaker Cloud definitely holds album to high regards and shit like that. That's another album I've done a review on years back too. So if you guys want to go check it out, check it out. So Cold Chillin' Records signed a new deal with Epic and shit like that under their hip hop division, Epic Street. So Kool G Rap, he wanted to like come out fresh, so he kind of went back to Bearsville, New York. He went back to Bearsville, New York to record his album and shit, and that's how the album came about. Kool G Rap 456. Album cover's pretty dope and shit like that. You got people like MF Dream on the album cover. You got a young Nas and shit like that too. So yeah, so it's very dope and shit. They're all playing 456. And in case you guys don't know, 456 basically another code name for like CeeLo and shit like that. Dice Game and stuff like that. So yeah, producers of this album include Dr. Butcher, who always worked close with Kool G Rap, Naughty Shorts, T Ray, and Buck Wild and shit. Buck Wild, DITC, producer and shit like that. So guest appearances include Nas, B1, and MF Grimm. So yeah. So this is the album cover right here. Very dope album cover and shit like that. This Kool G Rap just chilling and shit like that. Kool G Rap again chilling. So yeah. Dope album cover and shit. Then you got this right here. So yeah. Alright, so 12 songs. You guys know what I'm about to do. Oh, I forgot one thing. Salam Remy, he also produced a track too. Track number one, the intro. Very dope intro and shit like that. You got these cats playing. You got these fucking cats playing like dice game and shit like that. And also it leads into next track, which is like 456. Very, very dope song. I love that song. I love how the Weather Report sample. I love the use of the Weather Report sample. Um, and I think it's like one of the first times where I heard Dice Game. I think as far back as heard like Dice Game being mentioned in hip hop and shit like that. I think this is one of the first times and stuff like that. So yeah, very cool song. Love this song and shit like that. Yeah, he definitely went in on this shit. Track number three, It's a Shame. Love, love, love this song, which is actually playing in the background as well. Um, Kool G Rap definitely on his mafioso shit. Have talking about living life and stuff like that. I love some of the lines he was saying like, "I'm set a private jet, I'm drinking a lot of Becks, get a lot of cess, condo and duplex." Got to put, gotta put this shit on vibrate, but fuck it. Where was I? Got a lot of says condo and duplex, diamond infested Rolex, deliver a crown at a walls unit with silver china, sipping on finer winer. You see the more shines than diamond miners. Like Kool G Rap with this internal rhyme scheme is just so impeccable and shit like that. And I feel like lyrically, this is probably one of his best solo albums lyrically, and that's kind of hard to say too. But yeah, very dope song. I love this song and shit like that. Yeah, probably my top five Kool G Rap songs. Track number four, Take Him to War, featuring B1 and MF Grimm. My all-time favorite song off this album, in my opinion, and shit like that. Every time I hear this song, it just makes me want to just battle somebody or lyrically and shit like that. You know, they all went in, but in my personal opinion, man, I felt like Kool G Rap walked away with this. Kool G Rap possibly at his most darkest and stuff like that. A little trivia about this track too. This track was also supposed to have been a single, but MF Grimm, he got paralyzed. I think he got shot and paralyzed and stuff like that. So they had to actually pick Fast Life. Um, I think they actually had to pick Fast Life as things to replace this song and shit like that. And I think it paralyzed him from the chest down, and the shooting killed his brother too and stuff like that. And this happened in '94. Um, and shooter, he got life in prison. You know, thank God for that. So yeah, and this is actually the same MF Grimm that helped out. You know, helped out MF Doom and shit like that. Collaborated with MF Doom for the Operation Doomsday album. And Loki, I love Operation Doomsday. That's a dope album as well. But if it wasn't for MF Grimm picking out the samples he picked, the album would not be what it is today and shit like that. That's all I gotta say, cause niggas, you know, they wanna talk shit about MF Grimm at times and shit like that, but dude's definitely a hip hop legend. I'm just gonna leave it right there. And the song is actually playing in the background right now. Very dope song. I'm just gonna read you some of the lines that people were saying. Like MF Grimm was saying some shit like, "I'm lurking, I'm waiting, attacking like a linebacker. Fuck what you heard, crumb pays. I'm always unorthodox. I hold my pistol sideways." Like, come on, man. B1 says some shit like, "The 95 Larry Davis and I'm waiting niggas for wages. Queens is the home of one and don't felon. It ain't no tellin' when I'ma crack your fucking melon. For the right amount of chips, I spit clips and hit whips, leaving niggas bloody. The leather seats is where the shit drips." Like, oh shit. And shit. And I didn't even mention who B1. I didn't fucking even mention who B1 is and stuff like that. Um, B1 is definitely like an underground rapper. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's from Queens and shit like that. He collaborated with a lot of well-known rappers and stuff like that. Collaborated with a lot of well-known rappers and shit like that. Who did he collaborate with? Who did he collaborate with? Of course, Kool G Rap. Collaborated with Large Professor. He was one of the first artists assigned to Ruckus Records in the late '90s and shit like that. So yeah, like he's definitely been on the come out. I've not really listened to B1 like that, but just him on this fucking album alone he's just fucking fire as hell. So and Kool G Rap too. Kool G Rap says some shit like, "Here I come, I get some motherfucking wreck, but first I gotta vest check, gun check, clip one check, clip two check, I'm set. So let a motherfucker move a muscle. When I tussle, they'll be pissing niggas backs like fucking puzzles, like fucking dope, man. Kool G Rap pen game was unbelievable at his era. Track number 5, Executioner Style. Love this song. Fucking banger and shit like that. Kool G Rap basically, just going in on the mic and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a fan favorite with like a lot of fans. Like, if you guys want multi-syllabic rapping at its finest, this is a song you guys should post to listen to. Next song for the brothers. This is my second favorite song off this list, off this album. Excuse me. It just tells a story about how he witnesses individuals who died or end up going to jail because of the drug life and shit like that. And it's kind of crazy too because with the mafioso hip hop and shit, you don't really hear like a lot of rappers, talking stories and shit like that. Talking stories and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like it was a bold, very bold for Kool G Rap to have like a song like this, especially him being like being the king of mafioso rap and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, fucking dope song and shit like that. With the first verse, he's talking about this cat that he met when he was 14. He was 14. He was a basketball player that was trying to be in the NBA, but as usual, he got caught up in that street life. Oh, ooh, spilled my liquor. Fuck. Okay. He got caught up in that street life basically and shit like that. So, with that being said, one day, he was in Brooklyn and shit like that. He was saying some shit like "live by the trigger, die by the trigger," and he died at the age of 17. And then once the second verse happened, he was thinking about his nigga. I think his name is Kayvon and shit like that. And he knew him since he was a fucking child. He knew him since he was a fucking child, basically. And before I go into, there was one line I did like when he said, "Yeah, the blue and whites was out of sight, running with flashlights on a double at fast life. That's when he seen his last night out on the street running from the heat. Got knocked and locked up. Happy New Year all the way down to trick or treat. The two of those in a wardrobe of clothes got back on cracker. I let him whip and Max go looking for hoes." Like just the storytelling on that track alone. And of course, he died and shit like that. So yeah, very dope song. T Ray he sampled the track and he used an Art Farmer sample where he kind of sped it up and shit like that too. So very dope sample usage. They definitely did their thing. At one point, like I said, this was my second favorite track off this album and shit like that. But yeah, very dope, very dope song. Track number 7, Blowing Up in the World. Um, Track number 7, Blowing Up in the World. Very dope song. It uses the classic Bobby Caldwell sample. I'm not gonna say what the sample is because you guys should know what it is, but Buck Wild definitely Buck Wild definitely did the sample the best in my personal opinion. And what I got from Blowing Up in the World was basically living life, coming up and shit like that in the drug game and shit like that. Every time I hear that song, it reminds me of the movie Fresh, basically. Reminds me of the movie Fresh. Very dope movie. Very underrated movie. It has the same cat that was on the movie The Wood. What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Sean Nelson. Yeah, Sean Nelson. Samuel Jackson was in the movie as well. All of my Big Pun and Capital Punishment. If you guys love the movie, the album Capital Punishment, the album Capital Punishment and shit like that. The intro that they sample for Capital Punishment, where the whole Puerto Rican nigga like bam bam bam, bam 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 bam. And when they were talking about X-Men and shit like that, talking about Punisher, Pun sampled that scene. Pun sampled that fucking scene for the intro and shit like that. So I always thought that was pretty unique and shit like that. And Big Pun, he looked up to Kool G Rap as his main influence and shit like that. So yeah, I thought that was very unique. Track number 8, Fast Life featuring Nas. Okay, let me just say this. Fast Life, Fast Life. It was nice seeing Kool G Rap and Nas on a song, don't get me wrong. But the only gripe I have with the original version was the fucking beat. Where it uses the surface sample and shit like that. R&B group that was popular in the mid to late 80s. And I don't know, I just felt like the beat did not fit the album. I've always felt like that, cause now if it was on Illmatic, I could possibly give it a slight, like pass and shit like that, but I don't know. I always felt like that beat didn't fit. I much preferred the remix by Slum and Remy better. Um, and a little trivia about this song basically was that they did the demo in Kool G Rap studio, and at a time and shit like that, it was basically like Kool G Rap passing the torch to Nas, because when Nas originally wanted to sign to Def Jam Records, but they passed on him because he sounded too much like Kool G Rap and stuff like that. But I thought that was pretty interesting and shit like that. So yeah, Nas and Kool G. I wish they would have done some more songs together, but heaven knows, basically. So yeah, that's Fast Life. Track number 9, Ghetto Knows. Very dope song. Very dope song. Is it talking about like the ills of living like in the projects and shit like that? Love that song. The beat was very dark. Naughty Schwartz produced the beat to that. Track number 10, It's a Shame, the Butcher's Mix. Um, the original It's a Shame being produced by Naughty Shorts. Very nice remix and shit like that. Um, I actually prefer the original of It's a Shame over the remix, surprisingly, but yeah. Track number fucking 11, Money on My Brain. Again, featuring B1 and MF Grimm. Love this song right here. Butch, of course, he produces fucking track. Dr. Butcher, fucking killed this beat. B1 definitely killed this song too. He had the best verse. Even though Kool G Rap, he did his thing. Kool G Rap did his thing, but B1 just added something extra. I'm gonna read you some of his lyrics. Like he said some shit like, um, where's that shit at? Where's that shit at? Where's that shit at? Like, I gotta flip these bricks because being broke drive me insane. Money's on my motherfucking brain. From OZs to Keys to Triple Beam brings fame to my name. Money's on my motherfucking brain. Like, oh yes, he did the fucking hook, but at the same time, he just added that hook, just added some flavor towards it and shit like that. Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing I have to say about that fucking song and shit like that. Money on my brain. Definitely like a common theme when it comes to mafioso rap, selling drugs to make money in this world because with how the fucking system is and shit like that, many minorities they don't fucking want to give fucking jobs to people of that kind and shit like that. So that's why niggas go to drug dealing more and shit like that. So you know what I'm saying. So yeah, very dope song. And the last track, which I mentioned, well, it's not on this version, but there was a remix of Fast Life by Slum Remy that was a bonus track and shit like that. So that was the fucking version I prefer the best. And it's kind of ironic how Slum Remy was on this fucking album. How Slum Remy was on this album and shit like that. And he ended up being one of Nas' main producers in the latter part of his career. Stay tuned on that. Whew. But yeah, this is 456. Excuse me. Very, very, very dope album. It's a fucking classic. Classic album. I would say it's more like an underground classic and shit like that. Cause a lot of hip hop heads, they don't. I mean, it did good. It did good. It was #1 R&B hip hop albums charts and shit like that. But over the years, a lot of hip hop heads don't really talk about this album like that. You know what I'm saying? Cause when they talk about Kool G Rap, they talk about maybe like his first 3 studio albums and shit. But and then when they do talk about this album, they only talk about Fast Life and that's it. But yeah, man, this whole fucking album was amazing as hell, man. Very amazing album. He definitely did his thing. You know, he said, "This is me, Kool G Rap. I don't have DJ Polo on my back and stuff like that." So yeah, that's one thing I got from this album. Fucking album, it definitely had like a wintry vibe within it and shit like that. That's all I'm gonna say right there and shit. So, oh, and one song that I don't know if it was supposed to have been on this. I don't know if it was supposed to have been on this fucking album, but the track "Hey Mister Mister," which "Hey Mister Mister," if all my Kool G Rap fans should know about that song, is this basically talking about him telling a story about him abusing this chick and shit like that. Uh, yeah, I don't, talk about domestic. I don't like to talk about domestic violence. I don't approve of that, but it's entertainment wise and shit like that, And yeah, it's a pretty funny song. Like, hey, Mister, Mister, what the fuck you doing? Hey, Mister, Mister, like, quit interrupting when I'm whooping on my bitch's ass. Like, very dope song and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and if people can listen to that Rihanna song "Man Down," they can listen to this song shit too. But yeah, I believe this album is actually out of print because Cold Chillin' Records actually went. This is actually the last release besides the Rated Triple X and shit like that. On Cold Chillin'. So very dope album and shit. If you can find this, it's not expensive. But if you can find this album, you must have in your collection. And that's all the time I have. Stay tuned for more. Peace.